Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. We're here to wrap the markets for you. Well, it was the last day of the last FNO expiry for 2016,
Yes.
and on the positive note, the Nifty extended the gains for third straight day. So, although the Nifty index opened below 8050, it inched higher in the second half of the day, making an attempt to cross 8100. And the good part is that it did hold on to an 8100 mark on close, which it wasn't able to do yesterday. So this was the second day when the benchmark index made that attempt to move ahead or above 8100, but in this series Nifty has seen a gain of about 1.7%. What about the bank Nifty, Agam?
Well, we have an ongoing poll right now, and the poll of the day, of course, is to do with the Nifty Bank, as Shraddha is asking for right now. And we've asked the question, where has the Nifty Bank closed this expiry? So about 36% of you have voted for above 18,000. That has not happened. About another 30% has said around 17,900. That is around where we are right now. And we had another 34% below 17,800. Of course, the poll will expire in just about another half an hour. But that is what we have so far with respect to results. On the whole, well, we're looking at the expiry positively, considering we've gained about a good 1.7% on the benchmark as well.
Right. Let's talk about turnovers, Agam, because I remember we were just discussing at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and we were talking about how abysmally low the turnovers were even for an expiry day, but they seem to have picked up in the last few minutes. So equity market turnover was at about 19,000 crores, whereas the derivatives turnover stood at 6.5 lakh crores. So quite reasonable number as far as the turnovers are concerned.
Yes, and I'll be really curious about how while we're looking at rollovers, because considering the fact that we've seen a substantial pickup in the last 45 minutes in turnovers, which also means that for rollovers, moving trades into January will also be substantially higher. Do remember, for the last 3 to 4 days, we're anyways looking at rollovers which are quite considerably higher than the previous 3-month averages, and of course this is not going to be an exception either for as far as today's numbers concerned. We have seen some amount of longs building up. This is only with respect to trade today. Let's take a look at what's happened in the options market, and this is where we're looking at the puts, which will include the 8,000 and the 8,100 puts, have seen more writing, considering the fact that we've seen the Nifty move up and above the levels. So as far as the range now goes, it is between 8,000 and 8,300 based on maximum open interest. So once again, we are expecting the range to be between 300 points, at least in the near term, indicated by the open interest.
Okay, let's talk about the Nifty movers, and today it was auto stocks, metal stocks, and downstream oil companies which were aiding the Nifty rally today. So you had Grasim Industries, BPCL, Yes Bank, Eicher Motors, all of these gaining over 3% today. On the other hand, Adani Port was seeing weakness, down 1.5%. Sun Pharma also lost about a percent or so after the news of fire breaking out at one of its plants. L&T, Aurobindo Pharma and Infosys were among some of the other gainers. That's as far as the Nifty movers are concerned.
In the broader markets too, once again you had nearly 4 gainers for 1 loser. IFCI is at the top of the list. This is of course after we've had news that NSE, a stock or a company in which IFCI is invested and has 3% stake, is about to list and looking at an IPO. So IFCI on the back of that has gained about 13.8%, followed by WAPCO India, along with a lot of other auto ancillary companies have also gained quite a bit. WAPCO has gained 11.3%. We have Eveready Industries as well as Jaicorp also gaining by nearly 7%. Well, you have IDFC and Page Industries also among the top gainers in the list. With respect to weakness, we have Divi's Laboratories down 4.3%, Unitech down 3.7%, followed by Jyoti Labs and KPR Mills as well as KSB Pumps. So on the whole, as far as the losers are concerned, not much to look at. We will be keeping an eye on US crude oil inventories. Of course, we've seen crude oil move to the levels of $54. That is something that a lot of analysts are concerned about, especially when it has to do with crude linked sectors. So, well, that will be an important data point,
Not
because
only crude linked sectors, of course, as you said, but also the economy overall. And because remember, in the last RBI monetary policy meet, they highlighted the rising crude oil prices as one of the key
Right.
risks that they see to inflation, and
Right.
that could probably delay further rate cuts, which are required at this point
Right.
of time, given
Right.
the slowdown that is expected. So yes, important to watch out
Right.
for the crude
Right.
inventory data.
right.
But that's all from us
Yeah.
today. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint and all the social media enthusiasts. We're also there on Facebook and Twitter for you all to see. Have a good day and see you back again at the same time tomorrow.